we're live. It's Whiskey Watches and Wheels, the #1 podcast in Utopia, Florida. That's in honor of James. James is going to tell us about his Florida trip a little later. Guys, introduce yourselves.
Casey.
And I'm James.
I'm Kevin.
All right, we know who each other are. How are we doing tonight, guys? Everyone doing all right?
Doing very well. I'm wondering when anybody else is going to smile.
Oh, I always smile.
Yeah.
All right.
I love it here.
James and Kevin need to work on that.
Exactly. I'm excited. I was telling Kevin before we hopped on, my daughter just got hired today at Home Depot. So
Nice.
she's leaving Publix and going to work at Home Depot, my alma mater.
Following her father's footsteps.
Exactly. Yep. So she got orientation next Wednesday. So tonight we're going to have fun. James was in Miami for the race. And so he's going to, it's James's night. It's his story time.
Oh, gosh.
So we'll listen to him a little bit later, tell us all about the trip and all of the debacles that is Miami. Before we do that, let's hop into our wristwatch check. Who wants to get us rolling?
I'll go.
Casey?
I'm a repeater. I have on my JS watch, Icelandic watch, the 1919 aviator style watch. Here you go. Shadow.
I'm sure that's
Kevin's
not
face.
an Apple Watch face.
It is not. It's real.
Okay.
Exhibition back. Very pretty, I think.
Very nice.
watch.
I like it.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Cool.
Awesome.
All right.
Awesome.
Here, I'll go next. So I am wearing tonight a Citizen. I don't know if I've worn this on the podcast before or not. So this is, I've had this since 2010. It's Citizen Echo Drive. And this is reference number, model number CA0435-51E. And they call this the Weekender. That's what their internal designation for this is. 40 millimeter chronograph, black PVD bracelet. Got the dial on this thing is, it's not carbon fiber. It's actually like stainless steel, but it kind of looks carbon. It's 100 meter water resistance and it's got a mineral crystal. It's an Echo Drive. It you put it in the sun and it runs. And
I like that.
I've had it a long time and it keeps on ticking. It's something different.
I like the neon green.
Yeah, it's something different. I don't wear it all the time, but I pulled it out of the box. I was wearing a black polo today, so I said, "Oh, that's what I'll wear today."
There you go.
Looks good.
Yeah,
Nice.
Kind of classy looking.
yeah, it's not bad.
Cool.
All
You want me to
I'll go
go?
next. I'll go next.
Go for it. No,
so
go ahead.
I am wearing today a watch that James told me about.
Uh-oh.
It is
Oh.
a
Oh.
Seiko Monaco, reference number 7016-5011. March, April, May, June, May of 1977. 17 jewel, 37 millimeter case, a square case. It's kind of a rare variant. It's a blue and yellow dial, and it has the original band. It's been serviced. Pretty cool little watch. And usually you find them in a silver band or silver face with a blue chrono.
Yeah. Yeah, this is
or
sharp.
what's the other color that's pretty popular? I think
Is
there's
there
another.
is there a green one? Is it?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, this one's pretty hard. I got this out of England. I think London.
Across the
Can you
pond.
zoom in?
Yes, I can zoom in. Yep.
I really like this a lot. I like square faces other than Apple Watch, and no dig at Casey, but a dig at Casey. So yeah, I like this a lot. Well,
so the cool thing is the second hand too, because it's like orange.
Yeah, the tip. Yeah,
the tip of it. So
just the tip.
Yep, it's a pretty cool watch.
I like that one. Yeah, very much.
Yeah, sharp. Excellent.
The question is, who came first, Seiko or Tag, with the Monaco? Because I don't know the answer.
Doesn't matter.
No,
Doesn't matter.
they're
It
both
is a
square
good
and they're both
question.
beautiful.
Yeah. Yep. All righty.
Very nice.
So I have a repeat.
Fuck, you
as
take
well.
the best pictures, man. I swear to God.
Yeah. Wow. That's my job.
I don't think the picture's good. I think it sucks. You can't even tell the time.
So this is one of my classics here with my Seiko SKX 007 K2. It's from 2013. I have worn it before. Maybe I didn't show this photo, but the 7S26 caliber movement, 42 millimeters, and I put a waffle strap on there, which you really can't see in this photo, but it's there, and it's there as well.
Very
Love
nice.
this one.
I like it.
I'm still looking for one. I'm currently looking for a 007. I want the J model, but that or a 009. Both. I want
or both.
of them.
You need them both.
Yeah, I agree.
I've spent the last couple weeks scouring eBay for just deals, and there's not a lot of deals out there, man. You know, things are going still much more than what they should be going for.
Yeah.
Well,
What are you
maybe
gonna
that'll
do?
change.
Things cost what they cost. You
Well, that's
gotta.
true.
You can either look at it forever and never have it, or finally jump in and
This is true.
at least get to
Agreed.
enjoy it.
Yep.
Agreed.
And we say that, and James says he agrees. But when's the last time you bought a new watch?
I bought one in Miami.
Okay, all right. But not a Seiko, not a vintage Seiko, at least.
I bought a.
Why didn't you unveil that watch?
Seiko. Because I don't have it. I will be picking it up at Ruckus.
That makes sense.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Oh,
Cool.
okay.
TBD.
So, anyone drinking anything special? Casey, what are you drinking? I know you're drinking.
This is an old classic, Old Forester 100. I'm really hot, so I just got ginger ale in there going right now. But Old Fo 100, classic, everyday drinker, good stuff.
Dude, don't get
Nice.
me going about heat, man. It is fucking roasting in Florida today. It was literally like 99 degrees and
Yeah,
100%
it's hot
humidity.
here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It wasn't the humidity isn't 100% yet here, but it was pretty humid and 85. So we just
Indeed.
did the dog walk, and so it's getting a little stanky out there.
Yep.
We hit 90 today and
Yeah.
had a big storm. So
Unreal.
I've got some Jameson
Nice.
Black Barrel triple distilled Irish whiskey, small batch, single pot, aged in double charred barrels, and it says it's aged up to 16 years.
Mm-hmm.
So,
But there's no age statement on the bottle, right?
no, there is
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
It's 80 proof, so you can kick that back pretty quick.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's big sweet nose, butterscotch, a lot of butterscotch, nice smooth finish. Obviously, at 80 proof.
Not
But it-
ethanol.
No, you may even like this
your
one, Matt.
nose.
Yeah.
No, that butterscotch is one of my favorite taste profiles and noses, and I've got a bottle of what's it called, Wilderness Trail. That's actually got it was a single barrel pick, and it's got like Werther's on it, so it's very much that
nice.
sort of flavor profile. It's almost gone, unfortunately, but I covet those sort of flavors.
Have you had this
See-
before?
Mm-mm.
You may want to track it down. It's not very expensive. I think it's 35-ish, maybe 40 by you.
Yeah.
But it's should be readily available. And if you like that big butterscotch, try it.
I'll do it.
Cool. Kevin,
What's
what
the
were you
name
gonna
of
say?
What's the name of that place that we went to? That bourbon place that we went to, whiskey place in Tennessee called?
Tennessee Barrel Company?
Nashville
was it?
Barrel Company.
Nashville Barrel Company.
Yeah, NBC.
Yes.
Casey just waits for everybody to guess, and then he corrects us.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess they just won a medal, first double gold
nice.
medal from FW Spirits competition. for a
I know
single
what
year.
it wasn't for. It was not for that bullshit maple shit. There's no way that thing won.
No, that's not winning anything.
No, it
even
was-
me, who hates all bourbon, knows that was shit. So
Yeah.
no
it was
offense
a
to the
7-year
Nashville Barrel
single
Company.
barrel, 7-year single barrel rye.
Oh,
Yeah, and I think some of those things are kind of weird because you pay to get into those things. They want you to win something, and you're at a
participation award.
So there's so many of them. Like you're gonna win something somewhere, and just like vineyards, you look up above their bar or whatever behind their bar, and every bottle they have ever had has got some metal hanging around its neck. And
Kind of like what's behind your wall, right?
No, I actually had to finish and win for those. Thank you. Thank you. Those were not participation.
Oh, okay.
Those are listen.
I hate
Everyone
you. Thank you,
knows
though.
that when you're in the Special Olympics, you get lots of medals, and those are Casey's medals there. All right,
There you go. It's
not
all right.
picking on Casey.
Fuck you guys.
But no, hey, we need sponsors. So if the Nashville Barrel Company is listening, and you want to pay me money, I'll be more than happy to tell you everyone how wonderful that maple bourbon was. But other than that, it was garbage. So I'm gonna send an email to Blue Chew. We need boner pills. We can go through and that'll be our first sponsor. Our first sponsor.
Don't need boner pills.
Well, no, I don't mean that I don't even mean we need boner pills. I mean that we need a sponsor, and so we'll just use boner pills as the first sponsor.
Okay, that's fine.
Because Blue Chew advertises with fucking everybody. Every podcast I listen to, they're all Blue Chew. I'm like, well, shit. Well, they can advertise with us.
I'll give a first-hand review, Ethan. I mean, I don't care to try it.
Listen, someone send me free boner pills. I'll use them. I don't give a fuck. I'll try it out.
Yeah.
All right. So, exactly. So, James came to my beautiful state, me and Kevin's beautiful state of Florida, and to Miami to see the F1 race. And so, I'm going to shut up now and let James tell us all about his wonderful tale.
Don't worry, we're going to ask you lots of questions.
Oh yeah, we're going to ask lots of questions. How was it, buddy?
It was good.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah,
it was good. That's it. Enough of the trip.
The end.
Okay,
Ready
start
for
from the
dinner.
beginning. Let me kick my feet up here.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. So I don't know. I guess it was 2 weeks out from the race. Troy reached out to me and said, "Hey, did you want to go to the F1 race in Miami?" I said, I would love to, but I can't afford that. And he said, "Well, I think I got a package for you where it's quite affordable." And really, he wanted to go as a reconnaissance. So Troy's from Legendary Autosports, and he puts together trips for either corporate or individuals to do experiences that are car related.
What's his business
Hold on a
called?
second. Hold on. I know Troy. Is that he's got the Dave did his car, right?
Which one?
The blue 996.
The interior?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah,
he was
on
parked
the
right
He
next
used
to
to
me.
live here.
Yes. So he was parked right next to me at Amelia.
Works.
Works.
Yeah,
Works reunion Amelia 2 years ago. So yeah, okay, I know you're talking about now. Okay, we're good.
Okay.
Okay.
So now you have a visual.
And what's the name
I
of
have a
his
visual.
company? Business?
Legendary Autosports.
Yep. Okay, we're good.
All right.
So that's officially
Got it.
our first sponsor, I guess.
Yeah,
There you go.
absolutely. Bring it on.
Well, so he put together this package, sent me the links, and I said, "Yeah, sure, yeah, I'll go." I'm at the point where it's, I don't say no to a lot. So I booked everything. He sent me links for the hotel. I booked that, and off we went. So the night before, I went to Black Crows, which was cool. And then, so I had to pack and everything a day before, and then just shot to the airport early in the day. We got over there, around 4:30. And then we boarded for our 6:30 flight, promptly sat there, backed up after a delay because the plane by us blocked us because it wouldn't start. And then as we started backing up, our one motor wouldn't start.
Oh
Good.
shit.
Good.
Yeah.
Nice.
So here we are trying
Strong
to
start.
get to Miami, and we had to pull back into the gate and wait a bit before we can get off. But, Troy has status, so he was able to jump on the phone and get us booked on the next flight where everyone else was waiting to get off and go stand in line. So we were booked before we even got off the flight, which was amazing. I would have been,
Wow.
shit out of luck. I've got zero status at this point. I don't travel nearly as much as I used to for business. So that worked out. We got on our plane. We essentially got down to Miami at like midnight. It was just a long day of travel. And we had to be up and out in the morning to get to the track for, not Friday morning. We went and we hit a private car collector club, I guess you would call it, called the Patina Collective. I think there's 3 owners and they collect AMGs. So
I like it already.
There was an unauthorized history of AMG. I don't know a lot about AMG. Troy's an AMG guy, so he could fill me in on that. But it was cool. There was tons of, obviously, AMGs, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know a
Those are
lot.
cool
Killer
fucking
interiors.
seats.
Yeah.
I like that a
So
lot.
there were a lot of one-offs. It was pretty interesting.
But these are race cars?
No,
That's everything.
they had some rally cars, some race cars. They had just super rare cars, but they were all AMGs.
Okay.
That can't be factory interior. Someone's done that to that
That's
thing.
factory.
No, it's like an AMG package.
Really?
I believe it's called Patina. I think it
So
is.
for those listening, the seats that James was showing, which had leather seats, red outers, and kind of a crazy '80s
Grandmother couch.
Yeah.
kind of pattern.
Yes.
And this
Which
is
is
when
now quite
when they
appealing.
would send the car to AMG, right?
Yes,
like this,
hand-built.
Mercedes wouldn't do this in their factory. This was when they were sending it like down the road.
So kind of
to
a
be
special wishes kind of
modified.
thing.
Yeah.
Well, to make the AMG. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So
this
it
one's
was just
what would
loaded.
you call that color? Like a turtle green interior?
Teal?
I mean, that's
Like a teal.
Teal.
it's an interesting color to call teal, but okay.
Very Miami. Right? So
Seafoam.
There you go. I'll go with that.
there you go. So there were essentially 3 large rooms filled with these cars, and it was cool. So
That's
after
awesome.
that, we went and hit the track for Friday practice and races and such. So this is what we were met with, was a huge fucking line.
Oh, just getting in?
Just getting in, and we're like, oh my goodness, is this what we have to look forward to for the next 3 days? It was brutal. The sun baking down. And if you look here, I've got a photo here of just tons and tons of people trying to get into 2 sides of a tent. And the right side was essentially for everyone that had suites, and the left side was for everyone else. And everyone in this line was the everyone else.
Yeah.
All right. So,
and I'm
they
sure
needed
this
to
was
figure
all
it out.
electronic, right? Like
Yep.
on your wallet ID pass.
Yeah, everything was cashless. You had to have your ticket on your phone. And
how was
thing?
How was the internet service like while you're waiting in line?
Fantastic.
Oh, that's good. I went to a football game that was all, as you're saying, cashless, just based on your phone. And if you had not downloaded the tickets before you got remotely close to the stadium, you were SOL.
Mm-hmm.
And our buddy and I, we stood outside the stadium thinking, that we'd be fine. But it took us
Was this in Kentucky?
No, this is actually here in Virginia Tech.
Okay, makes sense.
Checks out, right?
Yep.
But it took us an hour to download our fucking tickets.
14.4 baud modem, right?
Mm-hmm.
Dial up.
Yeah. There was the noise was just out there. AOL showed up. Like, it was all good.
How do I connect this Ethernet cable to my phone?
Mm-hmm. This is exactly what it was.
So
how long did it take you to get through that line?
Half hour, 40 minutes.
Okay.
It was pretty tough.
Yeah.
But, we had great parking. Our parking this is gate 8. Our parking was less than, it was about a half a mile from the gate. So really easy. The thing that was crazy was around the stadium, it's not like they don't have football games and events there. So you think they'd have their shit together. And it was terrible. The parking situation, there were attendants saying, yes, come on. And then the guy right next to him saying, no, stop. And then same with the police. You're on the road and they're crossing over each other. One guy's telling you to start going. The other guy's telling you not to go. And you're like, what the hell do you want me to do? And in Miami, it doesn't really matter. You do whatever the hell you want on the road anyway.
There you go.
Right? So It was just, each day was a dance. But once you got in, it was good. So it was cool. There were a lot of, art.
Cool art. Yeah.
Yeah. It was everywhere. So quite unique, really good opportunities if you want to do the whole Instagram thing and jump in the air and kick your heels.
You did a lot of that.
Influencers, I did.
I've seen your Instagram. There was a lot of that. A lot of butterfly pictures, angel wings.
So we had general admission tickets, so we didn't have seats per se. But what was cool about it is you could literally hit the whole track, stand almost anywhere, and you can get super close to the track. So we could literally get 10 feet from these cars doing 200 miles an hour, which was cool. But you baked, and there was no place to sit, and you just stood up the whole time, and you walked a lot. So Go ahead, Casey.
So I know, I have not been to an F1 race, and obviously I love the sound these cars make via, through the TV historically, but these cars are not that exciting, through the TV at least, as the older cars were. How was the experience actually hearing them in person, 10 feet off the track?
The F1 cars, I didn't wear earplugs. The Carrera Cup cars, I did.
Oh, wow, really?
So the Carrera Cup cars were louder than an F1 car.
Wow. But how did it sound like as high strung as they are, I mean, they're still going, 14,000 RPM, aren't they?
Yeah. However it was on TV is how it was in real life.
Oh, it's kind of boring. That's disappointing.
Well, yeah, and so if you're standing here, like looking at this photo here, for those listening, James has a picture here kind of showing, the infield or the area and the track.
Grandstands, yeah.
And grandstands, you got stuff on both sides and everything. So after the cars go by, what's the time frame till they come back around?
A minute 30 seconds.
Yeah.
A minute and a half.
Dude, that's yeah. I mean, because at least, listen, not F1 is cool. I dig it. NASCAR back in the day, I mean, at least as an oval track, you can kind of see the cars the entire time. I mean, here you're only seeing them bits and spurts, but
yeah, but they drag out, in the middle of the race.
Did you just compare NASCAR to F1?
I think you did.
Nope. I compared the viewing visuals of two different races.
Well, here's the thing.
NASCAR and F1 cannot compare.
Well, for Matt's benefit, for when he goes, the stadium was open and you could go all the way up on the concourse and then walk all the way around and you could see the whole track and bits and pieces everywhere. So if you wanted that kind of view, you could do that. And we did that. It was a super breezy up there and clean bathrooms and no lines for drinks or anything. So that was a little secret.
So since we're comparing NASCAR and Formula One, crowd, celebrities, food cost, I saw a lot of stuff on the internet. Go into detail in regards to that.
So, F1 obviously is a haves and have-nots. You have the true fans that have spent the money to dress in all the garb, right, for their favorite team or favorite driver. And then you just have kind of the posers that are there for their Instagram. And,
they're
said
still
to Troy,
expensive to get into the place, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not $30.
No, my general admission ticket was $450 and you didn't get a seat.
Wow.
Our parking was $225.
Jesus.
Total for the weekend. So, you're in it a pretty good chunk of change before you even walk in. If you wanted a team hat, they were $120.
So I've looked at going to, an F1 race here in America. I've looked at, the Vegas race, last year, the first one. I looked at Miami. I'd love to go down to Coda. But if you do the math, it's on par with just going to Europe and just going to a European race, which is incredibly bizarre to me that you could experience, whatever Europe has to offer or whatever track that you choose to go see for the same price that you could go to an American track. I just think I feel like the love for the sport could grow a lot greater if they could bring those costs down to a reasonable amount. Well,
I would say that for 3 full days, $450 isn't the worst. It's if you wanted to bring a family, that's a whole other story. But, from what I've heard is that Montreal is supposed to be a good one to see. As far as for fan experience, it's supposed to be really good. The track's really good. The city's really good.
Canada.
So I think that's what I would like to do. What I'd like to do before hitting another. I would not do Vegas. And the Austin one, shit, if you think Miami's hot, you get baked out there in the middle of nowhere in Austin.
Well, I have to assume
I'm just gonna say this for the Montreal because I know my wife's gonna be listening. I heard that Montreal has the most beautiful woman in the world from a number of people.
Canadians? Come on!
Oh God!
I swear, if
I'll believe it when I see it.
That's what they say, and my wife's gonna be like, when she heard Montreal, she's like, if I didn't say it, she would have said, "I can't believe you didn't say that, Kevin."
There you go.
That's what I hear.
I don't know.
Well, all I know is I have to I have to assume that the viewing audience,
white.
the attendees of the F1 race per capita has more teeth than the NASCAR race. So then I have to
That's
assume,
a solid assumption, Matt.
Yeah, I have to assume that the food at the NASCAR race might be a little cheaper because it's cheaper to have soft foods than it is hard foods. So
not as many crackers.
Yeah, I mean,
I saw some of the prices.
hot dogs and a lot more hot dogs and cheese whiz over NASCAR than nachos and stuff at the F1. So
some of the prices.
Hey, we made out like
were...
a bandit, actually. So when we walked in, we were in gate 8, and once you walk in and start going to the track, there was the first thing that we got hit with is a food tent. One of those massive tents with 10 vendors in there. Well, it was obviously inside a tent, and it had big ass fans, so the air was moving. It was fantastic. So we essentially ate in the same spot each day. There was a wood-fired pizza place, and they would just pump these babies out, and you had no lines. Everywhere else there were huge lines.
Oh, that's
so
cool.
It was kind of like our little secret. We would just get the pizza, and we'd be sitting down in 5 minutes as opposed to sitting in line for 20 minutes.
I do love pizza.
That was good.
You didn't try to do wedding crashers and roll into someone's private tent and just like pretend like you're supposed to be there?
I haven't finished my stories yet, Matt.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
So James, you did not eat the $180 nachos or the $190 chicken wings?
Get the fuck out of here.
No, we ate the $25 full pizza.
So what I had saw on Instagram was Maine lobster roll, $280, yellowfin tuna poke bowl, $170, 5 chilled prawns, $290, fruit cup, pretty much it's just a fruit refresher, $190, 1 ounce of caviar to add to any of these things, $400, empanada, 2 empanadas, $120. Yep. Steamed buns.
But those are for sweets, correct? Those are for the
So this was in
level.
the Hard Rock. Yes, this was the Hard Rock Bites.
All right. So anything that you had to enter, we did not have access to.
Okay.
All right. So this ticket generally, what was general admission? You just got in and you found a spot to watch, and that's it. So you didn't have access to anything but the stadium and the tents outside. But what was really interesting is that it's the same boat as everybody else, unless you had one of those suites.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's not like, when you see a lot of things on social media, I should say, they're always putting
put
out
it in perspective.
They're always putting out the negative things, or like I remember when we had for San Francisco, it was and then we went to Rensport reunion. I didn't see any homeless people. I mean, I did see some shit on the ground, human shit, but I didn't see the rampant homeless people and the whatever it's called, all these people just like zombies. I didn't
Tenderloin.
see that. Yes, I mean, I was over by the area, but I just didn't see it like they show on Instagram and Facebook and social media. So it's good as you're getting your point of view, and like you said, you could have pizza, $400. There's reasonable stuff there. So if you do decide to go, don't think you're just gonna have to spend thousands and thousands of dollars. Because when I sent you that picture, and I was like, "Is this what you guys are paying for food?" Okay.
No, not at all. Not at all.
I'm excited about my shirt, though.
Oh yeah, I bought shirts for everybody. $80 a pop.
Awesome.
So
yeah,
they're in the mail.
I do like the fact that if you're going to spend thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on like a box or whatever, a suite, that they're going to fuck you by charging you $300 for nachos, or whatever it is.
Well, if you're buying a suite, you're not paying those. That's probably up at the top, because usually suites come with the food and stuff. At least it does at like Rolex, but I mean, you're right. It's thousands and thousands of dollars. Okay,
but
cup cars.
Showing you a photo of the cup car, you can see how close
we
are. Right.
That's very cool, man. Very cool.
You actually had better access with the general admission to get close to the cars than you did if you had a seat somewhere in a grandstand. So
nice.
But, this was essentially plenty of places to sit, grab some shade if you wanted to do that. There were stores everywhere for merch. So lines for merch were barely existed, right? So they just had it down. Right. They just had it. No. Sitting at the outside of the Porsche store at Rensport for an hour and a half to get a shirt. No, this was very easy. And they had so many of them. And, Troy was looking for some specific merch. So we hit them all multiple times. But real easy. There were a lot of water stations, so you didn't really have to worry about getting dehydrated. A can of water was $6, and you just kept that can and filled it up the rest of the day or the rest of the weekend.
All right. So they have water stations. Yeah,
water stations. You didn't have to worry about your bags being gone through at all, so you can bring that same can with you each day.
That's smart.
In the end,
so
$6 for water
could bring
for the
your
whole
own
weekend.
Alcohol, like a flask.
I am sure of that. I'm sure you could, because no one checked bags at all.
Yeah. Nice.
So
That's
you just went through the metal
awesome.
detector.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You had to go through a metal detector, or no, you did not have to go through a metal detector?
Yes, you did. But
So
that first photo I showed of the huge line to get in on Friday, they had it all straightened out on Saturday and Sunday. You literally walk through.
Nice. That's good. I mean, that's good improvement, because you hear about these festivals and concerts or races, whatever, that the entry exit's just a complete clusterfuck and they never figure it out. So
yeah, no, they did. They really did. But outside of the stadium, as far as parking and police direction, forget it. Forget it.
So this is a picture of you and Troy with two fake drivers. So
that's definitely not a driver on the left.
No, that is that's Hamilton and Russell.
Yeah.
So
that's not the Stig, that's the Fig.
The Fig Newton.
It's the Fig Newton.
Yeah, this one's for Kevin, the fake water.
So fucking Miami, I swear to God.
Yeah.
I love Miami, but so fucking Miami.
I mean, the race is 100% pay to play. Like, you could go on these boats if you had paid for the ticket level to get onto the boats. So
beautiful boat.
We could get close to them. But, there was plenty of suites and, Casa Ferrari. We just looked at that stuff, just went walking by.
Did you try to flirt with them to get in?
No, not at all.
I would have.
We could get into the not the pits, but Parc Fermé for the
Sprint?
I guess the female racing series. I forget the name of it. Yeah, so it was all female racing, and they have these open wheel, like pretty low horsepower. I think top speed's 125.
Okay.
But ultimately, what they're trying to do is get women into F1. So this is kind of that series to start it, and there were people from all over the world. It's pretty cool. So this is Leah Block, Ken Block's daughter, who's in it.
Cool. And she's apparently really good, though, right? As a driver? Haven't I read that or seen that?
Yeah, she's pretty sharp, too. They're interviewing her, and, she's pretty savvy.
As you'd expect.
So, Carrera Cup pits we could get into, or Parc Fermé. So here you go, Matt. So we had an opportunity to bypass security, and we got up into the grandstand. And
that's what I'm talking about. Sneaky shit.
Actually, the best corner of the track. So this is where all of the overtaking took place. So you had this huge straight coming in. So they were hitting 200 miles an hour and down to hardly anything to start going around some of these turns here at the beach. This area was called the beach. So there were like four or five.
Is that a $120 hat?
No, that is my visit to the Puma outlet store the night before, and I spent all of $9.
I love that.
I love it, man. Old thrifty James.
So,
I don't blame you.
Yeah, I really didn't have the garb for Miami, right? You know what I mean? As far as the for the heat. So it was good to stop and get some a bit more Miami lightweight materials. So you can see this is where most of the passing would take place. But if you wanted the suite, those Hard Rock suites right behind there in the background, fantastic spot.
Mm-hmm. When's the last time you've actually been to a Hard Rock Cafe?
Decades.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But
Decades.
how do they keep?
3 weekends ago?
Yeah, we have a casino here.
I did. Yeah. Well, I didn't purposely go there, but my daughter's prom was at Hard Rock Live at Universal, and that's connected to the Hard Rock Cafe.
Is that how they keep paying for these sponsorships? Is
probably
kids' proms? I mean,
yeah,
that's
dude,
unbelievable.
they were chilling out. Matter of fact, they had, the night there, they had one prom going on actually in the cafe, and another prom going in at Hard Rock Live in the concert venue.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. I can't think of a worse hotel or restaurant to go to.
Yeah. Well, the Hard Rock in Vegas, that switched over. They closed that and switched it over.
Yeah.
So
interesting.
Actually, I'm sorry. I did stay at the Hard Rock for business one year for a conference.
Yeah, I think the Hard Rock
was...
Cafe or the Hard Rock Hotel in Daytona is having some problems too.
Yeah. I mean, the Hard Rock in Universal Orlando, it's not the hotel. It's just, I think there's a Hard Rock Hotel, but it's just the restaurant. And because of the concert venue, they do okay. And they keep it fairly nice because it's actually on Universal property. So,
yeah. So all these grandstands are temporary. And as you walk by, there's the entrance, right? And you walk up the stairs to the grandstand. While we're walking by, and Troy goes, "Hey, there's no security at this one." I'm like, So we just turned around and buzzed up the stairs and grabbed the spot right here.
There you go.
So you can't beat it.
Act like you've been there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we sure
did.
Fake
it till you make it.
Yeah, we sure did. So the best part, though, really is Verstappen didn't win. And we got to see Lando Norris's first win. So that was very cool. So fun stuff.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
Would you go back? Would you pay fully your own way to another American GP or F1?
If I were to do it again, I would have to get grandstand seats or something along those lines because the experience, let's see, Friday we did 18,000 steps, Saturday 18,000 steps, and Sunday for the race we did 12,000 steps. That's a lot of walking. That's a lot of time on your feet.
Yeah,
very minimal amount of time to sit down any place. The things that were crazy is the security they just kind of made the rules up as they went along. There was no consistency, which was quite annoying. So someplace where you were able to sit for a race and qualifying on Friday and a race and qualifying on Saturday, all of a sudden for Sunday, it wasn't a valid place to stand or sit. And it's just random rules. Like I said, it was a fiasco outside as far as directions and parking goes, controlling the crowds. Inside, the security, literally half the security didn't speak English. They didn't speak Spanish. I don't know what they spoke, but it certainly wasn't either one of those. And I don't know where they got them, but they're using hand signals to communicate with people that they couldn't stand there or sit there.
Wow.
So
that's crazy.
It was completely random. That was making rules up as you go along. That doesn't really work well for me.
Yeah, but that's so Miami. I mean, Miami is such a shit show. It really is. No matter every time I go to Miami, it doesn't matter where I am. It is just an absolute utter shit show, from the traffic to the people to the shopping. It's a shit show everywhere.
Yep. I'll just show you
Kevin's
this.
laughing because Kevin knows.
Yeah, I'll share with you this real quick.
Nice.
So for you that only listen to this on Spotify, he's actually showing us a video of the cars going by. So that's why you should probably watch this on YouTube.
Yeah.
I just want to hear the sound of that. I mean, the live sound has got to be. I mean, even though
it was cool. It was neat to see. I've been watching F1 since 2000 when we were able to actually watch it. It was delivered to the U.S. at that point, so it was neat to be there in person. I've seen F1 cars not moving, say at Amelia, but see them on the track and walking down one of these straights and just seeing them buzz by at 200. It's just zoom. Okay. But that was a good spot. So you could even see in that video, there was an overtake.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've never been massively into open wheel. I like open wheel. Listen, I like all racing. I find it very entertaining. I enjoy it. I don't necessarily follow it. F1 versus like Indy. It's open wheel? Is it just two different sanctions?
So,
I mean,
no, F1, you build your own car,
okay?
right?
Yep.
Okay.
So in Indy, it's a spec series. So there's a number of chassis that you can pick from, and then of course there's manufacturers motors. So
And IndyCar does
can
go
only
faster,
do so
correct?
much.
IndyCars do
Yes.
go faster.
Yeah,
Okay.
if you're hitting 230 miles an hour around Indianapolis, where F1 cars are hitting 205 on those straights. So the aero and everything on F1 is there's a lot more of that than there is on the Indy cars.
Yeah.
So it's
Very
a little
cool.
bit. The Indy cars are, I guess, if you're an F1 driver, you think they were tanks, right?
Yeah.
Where we
Okay,
would
I
think
gotcha.
going from Indy car to NASCAR, that would be the tank. It's just this massive hunk of metal. Where the Indy cars would be the much lighter one. So two different series, but there is some cross pollination, obviously, between the two, and that would be the next one for me, is to hit the Indy 500. What's funny is business partner Brandon grew up in Indiana, and every year we say we're going, but it just happens to be during our busy season regarding conferences and such. So every year around May we go, let's go next year, and it never happens. So at one point it will.
Very cool. I dig it. So, well, man, we don't really have time to do a topic. That was our topic, but I got to tell you guys a funny story real quick. Did I tell you guys I had to call 911 on a homeless dude?
No, you
All right.
didn't.
All right. So let me paint the picture for you. Last week, sitting in my office, and we were short staffed. So it's basically me and then one person, young lady that sits in our showroom. And all of a sudden I hear her go, Matt. So I come out of my office and I come around the corner, and there's this dude, man, like obviously homeless, sitting kind of like not even sitting in a chair, kind of like leaned up, sitting against one of our displays, kind of crouched down. All right. Bleeding, blood coming from his head, bleeding on his arms, and he's rambling. He's like, oh man, yeah, they said it was my bicycle, but it was my bicycle. I swear it was my bicycle, but it wasn't my bicycle. And he's just rambling, like, and I'm like, dude, but he was rambling, but kind of incoherent at the same time. Like, I'm trying to have a conversation with this guy, and he's not able to communicate. I'm like, man, you want some water? Oh, yeah. So I get him some water. Couldn't even open it. Then while I'm looking at him, I turn around, and at my front door, their glass, there's like a little dog, like a Chihuahua mix, just sitting there staring through the window. I'm like, all right. So I open the door, dog comes in. So it's obviously his dog. Now, dude's literally, he's got tattered jeans on, a red shirt, blew one shoe off. He's only got one shoe on. All right.
Did you make the sale?
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, so then I get him, the dog, some water. Dogs, then the guy kind of like slups down on the floor and just like passes out. He's out.
Mm.
And so the dog's like, all right, nap time. So the dog lays down, dog goes to sleep. I'm like, fuck. So I call 911, and they're like, you need police or paramedics? And I'm like, paramedics. And they're like, what's going on? And I said, well, listen, I got a homeless dude stumbled in through the door. Don't know what happened. I don't know if he's in a car accident or whatever. He's mumbling about a bicycle. I don't see anyone anywhere. So she goes, okay. So she sends the paramedics over, and they finally get there. And, kudos to the Orlando paramedic, or the Orlando Fire Department station that came out. So I guess they deal with these guys a lot. So they come up, and of course, I think we talked about this before. My building has stairs. They come up the stairs, and they go over to this guy. And so they start kind of trying to wake him up and everything, and they're asking him questions. Hey, so what's going on? And he's trying to mumble and everything. And they say, listen, do you drink? And he goes, yeah, I have a couple. He goes, you drink every day? And he's like, yeah. And they're like, all right, so here's what I think's happening. If you say you have a couple, we know your type. That means you drink a case a day. And you said you haven't had anything to drink today, so you're having withdrawals. So we need you to get up and leave this gentleman's establishment. And he goes, no, I can't do that. Now, mind you, He's got blood down his arms and everything. And then all of a sudden, I love this woman, nice, sassy lady goes, "Come on, baby. You walked up them steps. You can walk down them steps." And so literally they grab him under the arms and yank his ass up and just drag him down the stairs. And then so they're looking and they're like, "Oh, that's a sweet dog." I'm like, "Well, that's his dog." And they're like, "That's his dog?" And I said, "It's not my dog." And so for a split second, I'm thinking, "Fuck, I got to take this dog home," And so then they get him out there, and so I guess they decided he's going to go to the hospital. So they put him on the stretcher and put him in the ambulance or whatever, And this kid, there's this one kid that obviously not used to dogs. Now this was just a little tiny Chihuahua mix. He didn't bark, very sweet. Homie got this dog, and he's holding it out like this. He's walking across the parking lot. It's like 3 feet in front of him. And finally he gave the dog to someone else, and they threw it in the ambulance or the fire truck with him, and off they went. So,
was the dog drinking too?
The dog was drinking water. Listen, my building is in not the nicest part of Orlando, so I'm surprised this doesn't happen more often. There's a lot of homeless in our area, so that was
I had a call. I didn't do anything, but we had to call the cops on somebody for us. We had a homeless guy sleeping with a tent next to next to my building. Normally we just tell him to leave, but he didn't want to leave, so they had to trespass him, take a picture of him and stuff like that.
That's
he got
crazy.
on his bicycle and rode away, and we typically find that happens like 3 times a year. So
yeah, it's getting worse and worse in Orlando. You drive down Orange Blossom Trail, which is kind of the part of town my office is, and they're going through and they're doing all these gentrification projects and trying to refurb the area, which is great, and it's making the area look a lot nicer, but it's just pushing all the homeless camps further north, and so they have nowhere to go. So like I said, you'll drive down, you'll see tents on the side of the road, and it's kind of crazy.
There's actually this is way off topic, but there's a case going through the Supreme Court right now about can you make
Reddit?
Laws? No, this was something else. But can you make a law to make homelessness, illegal? Can you arrest people for like sleeping outside in the city and stuff? It'd be interesting to see how it plays out, because it's these same things.
Yeah.
People sleeping beside your building in a public place or whatever, and it'll be curious to see how it comes out.
Well,
what these cities are doing,
different.
Casey.
Sure.
They're doing this brutal architecture or whatever it's called, as far as making things inaccessible or uncomfortable, so that you can't sleep on a bench. It's actually rounded so you'd fall off, and in the end it winds up affecting everybody, right? Yeah. So, but I've in the past have been flipping houses and generally in neighborhoods that are on their way up, and I had one of my houses where the backyard was literally a homeless encampment, and they had a king bed back there, like a whole bedroom suite of stuff under tarps, and we had to clear that out. But a couple weeks later, I get a phone call saying, "Do you own this house?" I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Well, there's a dead guy in your front yard."
Jesus.
Oh, jeez.
It was a drug deal gone bad, and the guy got shot, and he stumbled over to my front yard, and he collapsed and died. So not the best marketing, I can tell you that, when it shows up on the local news. But it's a terrible situation and terrible problem, and hopefully
I think you can spin it, and you get on that news channel, and you're like, "Hey, this is one less problem." Please buy my house.
So the guy didn't die that I know of, but one of my drivers called me one morning because they get in early, like 5 a.m. He goes, "Hey man, I had to call the police." I said, "What happened?" He goes, "I don't know. Some guy picked up a prostitute in the parking lot, and I guess she didn't like the way he was talking, so she stabbed him in our parking lot in the car." So the guy, when my driver pulled up, they were yelling at each other, and she stabbed the guy. The guy had like a knife sticking out of his damn leg or something. So he had to call the police. So it's
terrible.
Yeah, I have woods next to my building, and there's a camp in there as well. So we find all kinds of nice things in our parking lot.
Yeah,
I bet.
I don't know how we wound up on this subject.
Yeah,
right. Well, obviously it was Matt's.
It was my story. Well, we got the stereotypical bums in my building. That literally behind my building is train tracks, and so they're literally the hobos on the tracks. So
Nice.
Interesting. Well,
Good times.
on that note,
Yeah, man.
yeah.
All right. Well, on that note, we're 50 minutes in. I think we'll just probably cut it short because we don't have time to go another main topic. And you guys got anything else before we get out of here? All right. So
Nope.
for those listening, thank you very much. Thank you for everyone subscribing to our YouTube channel. We're up to 96 subscribers. We're getting there slowly but surely. We're trucking along. If you guys want to check us out everywhere, just grab us on Instagram. That's the easiest place. Go to Instagram. Check us out there. Go to our link tree at the top of Instagram, and that'll shoot you everywhere. Our website, our YouTube. We're constantly updating the website with a new blog up there that Casey wrote last week. So check it out. And other than that, I appreciate everyone listening to us tonight. And you guys have a wonderful evening. All right. Catch you on the flip flop.
Bye-bye.
Peace.